Hey guys, I'm here to review John Carter. Now, John Carter is one of those movies that, like before it came out, like when it was getting all hyped up and everything, I wasn't really that into the hype. Like, it's kind of like with Iron Man 2. It's like, I was a little excited for it, but still, I just couldn't get why everyone was just so, oh, I have to see this now. I wasn't really like that with Iron Man 2 or John Carter. But I did see it for a couple of reasons. One, it was a great director, because it was Andrew Stanton, who of course won Oscars for Finding Nemo and WALL-E, which are both fantastic movies. I'm not going to say any different. Another thing is the visuals from the trailer obviously looked very good, and I was very excited to see that. It kind of looked like it was going to be the next Avatar, but not in the way you'd think, because like, even with Avatar, when I saw the trailers for it, I thought, well, I kind of know what the story's going to go in this direction. I kind of know this is going to be an unoriginal story, but I didn't see it anyway. John Carter can tell that from the trailers, but I did see it, and I saw it pretty late. I saw it after all the mixed reviews were coming in. And in fact, like right before I saw the movie, I ran into a friend of mine who was working at the theater. And I said, oh, I'm going to see John Carter. And he says, I didn't like it all that much. Of course, at this point, my ticket had already been ripped, so there's no turning back. So I'm like, gotta see it. And I saw it in 3D, which I think for a movie like this, that does look like it's, again, does look like it's gonna be the next Avatar, you kinda have to. And the 3D trailers, I'm getting off topic, they did 3D trailers that showed really good. It's a really cool 3D trailers from Men in Black 3, Madagascar 3, which looks like somewhat good. And the Avengers does look like it could be great in 3D. I will say that. I heard it was going to be converted 3D post-production. I'm like, crap. But anyway, again, back to John Carter. Sorry, I just thought I'd bring that up. Avengers went good in 3D. Rest your fears. But anyway, I think we should start off with what I did like about this movie, which is obviously the visuals. Visuals were fantastic. And even in the scenes that don't take place on Mars, there are quite a few actually, I thought those did look good. And even if some of the visual style might have looked a little borrowed from other movies, like maybe like stuff like Back to the Future Part 3, like some of the things doesn't go west. The visuals are, all the stuff on Mars is great. I love the aliens. The aliens will look really great. I was kind of shocked that I didn't see Neville Page's name in the end credits, because if you know, in the movie community, Neville Page's guy did the Cloverfield monster, he did the thing from Super 8, and he does really cool creative aliens, and I saw the aliens this way, I immediately thought Neville Page. Didn't see his name in the credits. Maybe, I don't know, that's interesting. Maybe they're trying something new. But and some of the story was a little original. Like, there are some things I did not see coming. Like, even with Avatar, those things I did not see coming. Like, especially toward the end of this movie, John Carter, they do throw a left at you. But, there was a lot I didn't like about this movie. And I rated it. See, on all my reviews I've done movies so far, I've given it like a 7 out of 10, which I'm going to be doing that from now on. I'm going to be rating 10s now, because I know I'm so used to doing that on Movie Fan Central and IMDb. So, that's new. And I figured, like, I have to kind of remind myself if I'm doing a full 5 or not. But, now I'm going to be doing 10 stars now. Anyway. Like, I've given it a 7 all the time, which is, to me, a 7 is like, it's like kind of your average movie. It's like kind of like it's enjoyable, it's fun to watch, and it's got some cool stuff about it. But I kind of give that by default. It's either a 6 or a 7. Even a 7 just purely for the visuals, because the visuals just look so good. But the plot does get really, really convoluted, even for. I think it's more convoluted than, like, say, Fringe, even because Fringe just makes stuff up as they go. I'm done with Fringe, by the way. I'm not even gonna entertain that notion anymore. But it's just Like the opening is like just a barrage of information, kind of like the Girls Dragon Tattoo books. But at least with Girls Dragon Tattoo, like a book can tell you as much as you want. A movie is obviously only going to leave in the important stuff. But the important stuff that you're supposed to remember is all in alien languages. Like, it's all this really complicated, like, alien mumbo-jumbo. And that gets really complicated, and it's really hard to remember. I couldn't remember names half the time. I just said, okay, it's that guy, it's that guy, it's that guy. I had to... And it got pretty ridiculous. And there's some scenes in this movie that play, like, unintentional comedies. Like, I think there's one scene where they play, like, really goofy, corny music. But you'll know what I mean. I don't want to spoil it. And, like, there's some bits of the plot that do borrow from other better movies. Like, I probably shouldn't say what to avoid spoilers. Like, some of the bad guys, I'm like, hey, that's that movie. I'm like, there's, like, not much of a difference here. Why am I watching this? And I was very, very confused. I was scratching my head the whole time. I was like, what is going on in this movie? This is so nuts. It reminded me of Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version, and not in a good way. So I think that was the idea. That it's supposed to be really confusing. It's supposed to be this big, complicated stuff, and because it's just so like a brick wall of people, but just you're supposed to be in the mindset of the main character. You're supposed to be like, hey, what's going on? Like, what is this? All and everything. But I can't say that for sure. So for that reason alone, the movie does kind of suffer. But it looked great in 3D, looked great and everything, and it's just, I kind of want to give it a 7 just for the looks. 'Cause I wanted to get into the movie, I wanted to like it, but it got so just mind-twisting. Like, Inception was easier to follow than this. But I don't know, but I will give it like a 6.5 or somewhere between a 6 and a 7. But I don't quite know what to make of it. At the very least, it's a rental. Like, if you got... When it comes out on Blu-ray, it's gonna look fantastic. I might give it a rental on Blu-ray just to check it out, maybe. And I would like to see some of the bonus features and how they did all this. But I just don't know about this one. It gets really convoluted, really nuts. It's definitely the trippiest film of the year. I won't argue at that. It should get... It's a good-looking movie. Should probably get some Oscars in that regard. But how would I sum up this movie? Like, if you're into like those Alice in Wonderland type movies that just, if you want to get just sucked into the world and stuff, if you want to just look at this movie, that's fine, go see it. If you want a story that you can follow and that will be really daring and original, you're not going to find it here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can say on this that hasn't been said already. I don't know if it's a bad movie per se, but it's different. And I'm trying to figure out if that's in a good way or a bad way. Freddy 227 is out.